feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride no
We'll talk about the Gelo effect in a little bit. It was actually even interesting. Well, actually, since I'm on my chart shit, I'll show you this. G3 Gelo, right? Talking about a guy who could get the bag. So this Tweaker song by Gelo, and again, I'm not using Lil Baby to shit on him. Please just understand that I'm just using him because he's the latest artist to drop. G3 Gelo, who dropped on the same day as Lil Baby's album, January 3rd, his song has outstreamed every song on Lil Baby's album individually, right? So on Spotify, this is at 15 million, this Tweaker song, right? If you go to Lil Baby's album, right, there's no song on his album, even with Thug's first verse, even with a song with Future. That's at 14 million. It goes to show that, when you get that type of numbers and you could walk into any record label and show that numbers that, hey, y'all probably have spent $3 to $4 million marketing Lil Baby's album, and I'm doing this off the muscle. And by the way, I don't know if Gelo is giving credit to Neon, but salute to Neon. Like, I believe the song was first premiered on Neon Stream. Am I wrong? Gelo previews new song. Yeah, it was on Neon Stream. Yeah, right? It basically came here. It came here after everyone was clowning Gelo for losing to Neon in like this shootout, and people like, damn, you were supposed to be in the NBA. And by the way, this is such a really a feel good moment on the flip side, because you got to imagine his two brothers are in the NBA. He's the middle child. We all know about the middle child syndrome. He's probably already feeling like, damn, the internet is just shitting on me. They've talked crap about him with him and his girl. His girl used to be a reality star. And he's like, damn, I need a win in life. And he then gets cooked by Neon in basketball, like in a shootout. And people are shitting on him. Neon links up with them and basically throws him an olive branch. You'll play this song. The song goes nuts. This is the song. That's kind of how the song was birthed. Tell me if I got the story wrong. So shout out to Neon. Shout out to Neon, man. And I guess while I'm on that, man, it's important to say, man, shout out to all the streamers who are doing amazing things. And I hope, a goal of mine, I always told y'all, I felt like I took a lot of the arrows when people used to talk shit on streamers. They'd be like, yo, you're in your mama's basement and broke, and you just have a dusty laptop. These days, people show a lot of respect to streamers. There's a really interesting synergy happening between streamers and music and musicians or prospective musicians and the promotion of that said music, right? I'm not going to give Neon all the credit for this song popping off, but he gave it a platform at first. Obviously, LiAngelo Ball did his thing. But also, think about everything happening with Max and LiAngelo Ball. Did I talk about this? I did early on, right? So the deal that LiAngelo Ball signed with Universal Music Group, obviously this is off of his song Tweaker. Apparently, he has a label called Born to Ball Music Group, and they're saying that the deal is worth $13 million with $8 million guaranteed. This is just not how record deals work. You get what I'm saying? You get an advance, my nigga. You could get dropped at any time, really. You get what I'm saying? Now, granted, they might have to pay you out a certain amount. However, a deal worth as much as $13 million with $8 million guaranteed, what that tells me in that number, in that ballpark, it's telling me that they're buying the rights to his music, right? Because, again, he has a song that has 15 million Spotify streams. That song's going to be lucrative. That song's going to bring him on tour. That song's going to help the next song pop off. And the way our labels go, it's really like a calculation that's kind of almost like an AI could do it, right? Like they could see your metrics. They could see potential growth. They could, they make some human decisions in like, oh, do we think that people are going to fuck with him in 3 years or so? Or do we think that they'll listen to an album or rather just this one song? But other than that, like it's kind of like baked in the cake of how much money they're going to give to you. And then obviously it becomes a bidding war. So you go to label to label to label. And then one label says this, then the other label says this. But this money means absolutely nothing right here, right? The important part wasn't reported by this dude. The important part would be this. Well, actually, it was reported. He has full ownership of his music and his record label. Okay, cool. So if it's it should be a licensing situation or a situation where his music is just being administered by the label. And again, to this, I keep hearing people like, this is the best deal ever. No, this is the deal you get when you have you come in with severe leverage. 21 Savage has a really good deal. It's basically almost a distribution / licensing deal. Okay. It's evolved. Some people might say partnership or whatever the case is, but you don't, the average regular deal would be a royalty rate deal, which, essentially you'd be getting like less than 20% of your own money. And basically you'd be trying to recoup off of advance. This right here, basically they know he's going to be profitable, and they're saying they could bring him to that amount of money or profitability, even though I've always said, if a label gives you $13 million, they don't think you're going to make $13 million in the time they gave you the terms, right? Because a label is always incentivized to keep you in a deal that you haven't recouped. When you recoup, you have too much advantage. Going back to the whole Drake thing, yes, labels don't want you to recoup, right? Because when you recoup, you have severe leverage. When they could say, hey, we'll give you a new deal, but you still owe us money, you don't have that much leg up to talk. So usually if they're saying that you could get, or if you think you're going to make $13 million, right? Let's say it's written in there over the span of 4 albums or whatever the case is. That means they're down to spend $13 million. If they spend $13 million, you're making them a good amount of money, or you're probably on your road to recouping, just not within that time, right? And the way how labels work as well, if they're spending that amount and they're seeing the return, all they do is double the spending. Like, labels are the worst at, it's like the worst money managers, right? Even though, and the funny part is, it's their money. They're lending you the money, and then they basically mismanage that money and blame it on you, right? So they blame your success on them mismanaging the money and spending money like it's going out of style, but it's their money, and then they put you in a situation that you're basically a slave to them, in a sense, right? And even if it's a deal like this, usually when you get somebody in a deal like this, you structure it in a way that they ain't never gonna be a free agent. Okay, this ain't like, a lot of this is like the plantation. You ain't never supposed to be free. You get what I'm saying? And that's even when it comes to UMG and Drake. You know what I mean? Hey, Drake and UMG would not be beefing if Drake was completely free, because they would be trying to get Drake back into the fold. But they know that Drake owed them an album, so they'd be like, kick and scream, nigga. We still own you, and you ain't gonna do a damn thing about it other than sue, and we're gonna beat your ass in court. So it is what it is. All right, people. Yo, I'm getting off of here. Not gonna lie. I'll be back on tomorrow. Got a whole bunch of stuff kind of happening. By the way, my Vibes Cartel interview does drop tomorrow. I got to get back into a streaming routine where we're kind of like just banging out topics every day. Earlier streams are gonna be better, obviously, than the later streams. But yeah, chat. Yeah. I got a few things that I got to do early in the morning, and also, tonight. So, chat, love y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. If I did miss anybody who sent the donation, I'll make sure I get to it top of the stream tomorrow. Regardless, I'm out of here.